Hi, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast. I'm professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin. And as always, I'm joined by fellow professional sports handicapper, Mr. Chip Chirimbes of chipwins.com. And folks, it's Thursday, August the 12th, and we're going to be giving you a free pick apiece in the NFL preseason on Saturday, August the 14th card. Chipper, without further ado, how are you, my friend?
I'm coming along quite nicely. It's a little humid down here in South Florida this time of the year, but I do have the beach and the waves are roaring in. They come in one right after another.
Yeah, you had a submarine sighting today, you told me.
It was unbelievable. I'm looking out my window. I'm on the 5th floor on the water right on the beach, and there it was. And I couldn't discern whether it was a nuclear sub or whatever, but I'm telling you, it was at least 300 yards long. The turret was huge. The drag was at least a mile and a half, 2 miles behind it. And it's quite a sight. It's quite a spectacular sight to see when you're only used to watching it on Discovery Channel.
Either that or it was one of your millionaire customers that you have that was pissed off you lost a game and he sent a submarine and tried to eye you down there, buddy.
You know, I've had those Carol Rosenblum thoughts before.
Yeah. Anyway, just keep in mind, folks, we're recording 2 days ahead of time. We're going to be covering the games between the Baltimore Ravens and New Orleans Saints, and also the New York Jets and New York Giants. And who better to cover the Jets and Giants game but Mr. Chip Chirimbes, a native of Connecticut who's been in the Meadowlands several times, the Yankee Stadium, the Shea Stadium. He's been to all the New York venues. Chipper, take it away, my man.
This was always one of my favorites, too. As a season ticket holder for the Giants, my father had tickets from the early 50s when I moved from the Polo Ground, so imagine that. But, this preseason game was a nice day because there'd only be like 15, 20,000 people that would go. You can lounge around and relax. And like I told you before, I seen Jason Sehorn blow out his knee, returning a punt on the first series of the game was kind of discerning. Well, it was sort of sickening. Let's put it that way. But the Jets and Giants are back at it again, and there's a whole different bunch of factors here, which makes me take my side. The total opened at 35, and I think it's pretty much sitting there, and I wouldn't be surprised if the wise guys knock it down a mark, and I'll tell you why. Zach Wilson, we understand, All-American out of BYU. He's going to be the number one guy for the Jets. He has had a really difficult time during the preseason already. Opened a camp with 3 interceptions first day. And guess what? He has 2 backups. And by the way, Wilson's not even going to play in this game at all. He has 2 backups. Mike White, who just comes off a 2 interception day in the inner squad. And the other guy, they don't even know. I think his name is Martin. And but I'm thinking this game has got to be a dead nuts under with no Barkley. Daniel Jones is not going to play. The Jets have a new coach. The Giants relied on defense last year, and I understand right now their defense is well ahead of everything. Their offense is still kind of shaky. Their number one receiver from Florida, Tony, is not going to be playing. As a matter of fact, Ross, he hasn't even worked out with the team. He's doing individual workouts on the sideline, so I don't even know what's going on. I don't think he's going to be playing. The interesting stat by VSiN out of Las Vegas about the totals in the preseason. And they said that 37 is the magic number. If the total is set higher than 37, it's most likely going to go over at 57%. But when it's under 37, like this one is at 35, at wherever it is, the under has been good, 59.6%. And so I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to say play this game under. Without Daniel Jones, the Giants offense was 31st in the league last year. How much could they improve without even playing their starters? Barkley's still out. I think the game stays under. I mean, we saw that opening game with the Dallas and Pittsburgh, and I think you're going to see just about the same thing here. A lot of these coaches aren't even taking this game seriously. They're looking at it like it's game 4 of the preseason. They're looking to keep people safe and get ready for the year, and the year is going to be upon us real quick. I think this game stays under. I don't think you're going to get much from both teams. I don't think the Jets have much. They didn't show much last year. They have very little improvement so far, even during camp against each other. And the Giants, I think, are trying to lowball it a little bit for a while, though defensively, I think they're going to be ready for this game.
Yeah, I mean, you make a good point on the Giants defense. A lot of people don't realize, despite the fact they went 6-10 last year, Giants were number 9 in scoring defense. I believe they were number 12 in total yards allowed. For a 6-10 team, that tells me the offense didn't carry their weight. So, yeah, very good points, Chip. And again, keep an eye on some of those articles from the beat writers to see what teams' plans are going into a game, how long they plan on playing their starters, another key factor. I'm going to look at the New Orleans at Baltimore game on Saturday night, Chip. And I know one thing, one coach that puts a lot of emphasis on winning, and it's not a fluke in the preseason, is John Harbaugh of the Baltimore Ravens. As a matter of fact, Harbaugh, since 2009, he's been with Baltimore since 2008, but since 2009, the Baltimore Ravens have gone 36-9 straight up and 34-11 against the spread in NFL preseason games. That's a large sample size, folks. That tells me that this guy puts a lot of emphasis on winning. Now, Baltimore's also been blessed, and they are again this year, with a team that's got quality depth, which plays a large part when you're handicapping the NFL preseason. And I mentioned that record for Harbaugh, Chip. How about this? Since 2016, and remember, there was no preseason games last year, but between 2016 and 2019, the Baltimore Ravens have gone 17-0 straight up and 16-1 against the spread in the NFL preseason. And that's pretty impressive, folks.
Are you sure about those numbers?
Why is that?
No, it's amazing. That's why. And
I knew they were coming. I thought you knew something I didn't know.
No. I knew they were coming. It's just unbelievable. I mean, that's some emphasis to continue to go 16-1 against the number in the last 4 preseason seasons. It's a great point, Ross. I just had.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I know. I had to look at. If it wasn't for the fact I had my database, I had to look at that a couple of times as well. I mean, I knew that he was good during the preseason, but I'd be lying if I said I thought he was that good. And then Baltimore also, in their last 12 preseason openers under Harbaugh, 11-1 straight up and 10-2 against the spread. And they've won their last 8 NFL preseason openers. And on the flip side of the coin, since 2005, under head coach Sean Payton, the New Orleans Saints have gone a dismal 5-12 straight up in ATS in preseason action, and that includes 1-4 straight up in ATS in their last 5 preseason openers. So you guessed it, Chip. I'm taking Baltimore -2 over New Orleans.
Hasn't there been big attrition on New Orleans Saints in the past season? I mean, they lost their quarterback. Is Jameis Wilson who's playing for them? I mean,
well, it's gonna be between Jameis Winston and the kid from BYU.
Hill.
Yeah, Taysom Hill. So and you wonder why Michael Thomas doesn't want to report or is giving the Saints a hard time. Look, here's the thing: Jameis Winston. He put up some gaudy numbers with Tampa Bay. The problem is sometimes he gets colorblind and he throws to the other team, but
he's willing to give the ball up a little, a little too soon, I think sometimes, or shall I say, taking unnecessary chances, because the ball shouldn't be picked off 36 times in one season.
36 times in one season, and 7 of them, I believe, got returned for touchdowns. So. Anyway.
We'll see what happens down there this year. It's going to be interesting to see what happens down there.
I like Taysom Hill, but you know what, Chip? I question, is he going to be able to be an NFL quarterback? We know he can run the game and he's a gadget guy. He looked at times pretty good last year when he threw the ball, but we'll see if he has to throw the ball 30, 35 times a game like Sean Payton likes to do, how well he'd do, So some question marks there.
You got to become functional, and Shula would adjust his game plan to the personnel, and I think maybe you might have to do that with Hill. He's not going to throw the ball like Manning. We're quite aware of that. So, but I think New Orleans is going to be one of the more interesting teams to look at, keep an eye on this year because of Winston and because of Hill, and the difference between the two is so great, and their styles.
Yes.
I think it's
a matter who protects the football more during the preseason, I believe, or in camp too. I mean, again, I think with all things being equal, if Jameis Winston cuts his interception rate down in half at least,
right,
you're better suited. He's better suited for this offense, and then you use Taysom Hill in the same. Here's the thing, too, Chip. Think about it. If you're going to start Winston and Hill is your backup, do you use Hill as a gadget player like he's been? Because if he gets hurt, now you're down to your third string quarterback. So
I think your option, like you just said, your biggest potential, I think, would be to have Winston start.
yeah,
I mean, I think that's the ceiling is higher, I think, with him, and maybe the cellar is even lower though. Because,
yeah, exactly. So in any event, so our two picks for Saturday in the NFL preseason, Ross Benjamin is on the Baltimore Ravens -2. Chip Chirimbes likes the Giants in the Jets game to go under 35. Until the next time, folks, for Chip Chirimbes and Ross Benjamin, we like to wish each and every one of you all the very best with your picks this weekend. Take care, folks. God bless.